Welcome back to Nebraska Hawks Nest. I'm so lucky to be joined by Yvette Powell, mother of Hawkeye legend Desmond King. How are you doing today, ma'am?
I'm doing great, and you?
I'm doing pretty good. These interviews tend to go off the rails sometimes. I'll have a script of what I want to ask you. And I just had to come out right away and tell you through social media, you are one of the most stylish people I've ever seen. You're always just like, rocking a really cool style, sunglasses, clothes, like looking pretty fabulous all the time. I mean, do you take a lot of pride in your fashion, and did you pass that down to Desmond, or is that something he kind of does completely on his own?
I want to say I kind of passed it down to him, but yes, I take pride in getting my game gear ready.
You always look so sharp before every single game. Every time we've run into you before games, it's just like she put some thought into that. And
Yeah,
so you got to take time to appreciate that. Oh, you always look fantastic. So
yeah. The kids used to tease me a lot because I would wake up early before the game even starts and get everything together. And they telling me, "Mama, we got like 5 hours. Let us sleep."
you don't feel right during the game if you don't look right. You look
That's
good,
right.
you feel good, then the
That's
team will
right.
play good.
That's true.
That's how it goes. Desmond seems to be through his social media pretty into style, into fashion and clothing too. Has he always been like that, or has that really developed as he's gotten older?
It developed as he got over because as a kid, he didn't care if it was Mitch Mac. His shirt was little or too big. Though, but as he
Yeah.
got older, he got stylish. So I'm glad.
At what point in his life were you like, "God, my son really has a chance to, play at the next level in football. He's got potential to play college, and then, and possibly even play in the pro." Was there a certain time in his life where you really started to realize how talented he really was?
Yes, I would say during his little league years, I saw the determination in his face back then. And as he got older, and he always had to have a good report card for me to let him go. So he kept that good. So once he got out there on the field and just started enjoying it, and I saw how passionate he was about it, I thought, okay, maybe it's to go a little further. Then high school came, and I seen college.
Yeah. And you can tell that those things that you instilled in him at a young age really stuck with him into adulthood, into college, with him sticking around and playing that extra year. Was that an issue that, like, when you guys talked about, was that a tough decision for him to make, or was that something that was kind of a no-brainer for him to come back for his senior season?
Well, it was a no-brainer. I told him when he got to Iowa, I wanted my senior rose because we were there when the seniors were going out, and he made me a promise. And CJ, he didn't make it any better, telling him he wanted to play one more year with his brother. So
Yeah.
it was exciting to have him finish.
Can you tell me a little bit about their relationship? Because I think, just like Desmond, CJ just seems like a super genuine guy. And it's been noted that they have a pretty tight friendship, almost like a brotherhood.
Yes,
Do they still keep in good touch? And can you tell me a
yes,
little bit about their friendship?
yes. They still keep in touch to this day. We all talk a little bit, and I talked to CJ's mom. It's just Hawkeye family forever. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, and I love that bond that they have. So I just can't wait till they get older and see more. Hopefully, I'm around to see all of that.
Yeah, well, we all hope so. We all hope that, and we got to keep seeing the fashionable game day clothes every year. Got to see what Yvette's wearing every single game day. You had to get all new gear this year
Oh,
with the move to the Tennessee Titans. I mean, was
yes,
that a
that
little
was
frustrating?
hectic. Yes, that was real hectic because I'm not used to not having everything ready. And so when he was traded to the Titans, I was complaining because I had to wear a T-shirt. He
Uh,
told Mama, "What's wrong?" I said, "I'm not used to not having my jersey ready and everything together." So when he took us shopping at one of the stores in Tennessee for all the paraphernalia, I was grabbing everything.
I would be too.
Yes, and
They
I'm praying that I don't have to do it again because we don't know where he's going yet. Free agency.
okay, and he's still kind of testing the waters on that and talking to some different teams.
No, he's not talking to anyone yet. They're just going through the process of I guess talking to the agent, and they keep us updated of what teams are looking.
Okay.
So far
Um,
nothing.
When that trade happened, was that a stressful thing for Desmond and for you and for the family? Or was that something, because obviously he got traded to more of a contender, to a little bit of a better team? Was that something he was kind of excited about? Or was that something he was a little nervous and not quite as happy?
No, he was excited about it. He was getting a chance to play again, because his playing time had decreased at LA. We didn't know why, and he just wanted to play. And when Tennessee came and got him and told him that you were going to be playing, he was happy.
That's great. And that's a really good coaching staff, it seems like, and a good situation. And at least on your side of things, the team colors were kind of similar. So you didn't have to do anything too drastic. So I'm sure you could probably transfer a few things back and forth.
No, I had to start all over, because
really,
the Titans had the dark blue and red, and the LA Chargers, they had baby blue and gold.
Okay, yeah. It was cool always seeing game day. It was nice that you got to still go, see him play sometimes, and with them not letting very many fans in the stadium. So I bet that was nice. And you could sprawl out in the stands, probably had plenty of room.
We didn't have we had empty seats all around us. And so they did the social distance real good down there.
Was that tougher for those guys and for Desmond to get pumped up for games without that crowd energy and that crowd noise? Did he ever say how weird that was playing in an empty stadium?
No, long as he said, his brothers was ready, they pumped each other up. Some of them could look up in the stands to see their parents and brothers and sisters. They were happy still.
Good.
As long as they had each other.
Desmond's well noted as always being a great teammate, and that's always cool to see. And you can see that's completely transitioned into the pros. So really like seeing that. Can you tell us a little bit, kind of to go back, Desmond's recruiting process out of high school? What were some of the big schools that were after him, and how crazy did that get?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. He had his eyes stuck on Michigan State back then.
Okay.
And all his friends were going to Michigan that year. But all the schools that were coming to see Desmond were MAC schools. The what is that, Chippewas and stuff like that.
Central Michigan?
Yeah, Central Michigan.
Okay.
And, he was kind of upset. He wanted to go to Ball State because he didn't think Michigan State wanted him.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, you don't never give up. If you want to go to Big Ten, stick with it. And when Iowa finally came to see him, he was so excited. He said, Mama, what you think? I said, there's no thinking. Go. Bye. We got him down there quick as possible. And Coach Ferentz had asked me, he said, what can we do to get Desmond down here now? I said, send for him now. As soon as the prom is over, he can go.
Yeah. Well, that ended up being a great decision for everybody involved. And that's got to be such a wonderful, comforting feeling to know that your son is one of the greatest defensive players to ever play at the University of Iowa. We're going to have to start a movement. We need to get a statue of Desmond King out in front of that stadium.
That would be lovely. He said that first year he got there, he seen now Kinnick's statue. He said, Mama, I would love to have one. I said, see if you can get it on the opposite side of the stadium.
Hey, that's one thing I really think they need to do a little bit of a better job is, step up honoring some of the great players that have played there. We've had a lot of great players that played at Iowa that don't really have a lot of visual representation in Kinnick Stadium. And I don't think it's a stretch at all to have a Desmond King statue out there for everything that he did. I have a
question. Is the Jim Thorpe banner back up on the stadium there?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen. Did they took it down?
They took it down during construction. I'm trying to see if they put it back up yet because I want it back up.
I'm sure they'll put it back up.
The Jim Thorpe winner Iowa has so far.
Yeah, and that's why he needs a statue too. You can't take statues down. At least if you do, it's a lot more work.
Yeah, he has a little bit more work to do to get that statue. I'm waiting on when he gets through with the NFL. Then they'll probably think about that.
That's great. And so can you tell us a little bit too about his relationship with Coach Parker and Coach Ferentz during his time at Iowa?
Oh yeah, he loves Parker. He calls him his uncle. His best friend. They still keep in touch. We talk to him all the time. And with Coach Ferentz, he loves Coach Ferentz. Coach Ferentz believed in him and brought him there. And that's why, we're always friends and family with him. but they have a very, very, very close relationship, and I love that.
That's fantastic. Was it in 2016 when he came back for his senior season? It was clear to everybody that teams were throwing away from him. Whatever side of the field he was on, they weren't going to go toward him because the guy was a ball hawk. You know, he
Yes,
saw
and
the
they
ball.
still do it. They do that now in the NFL.
Does that get frustrating for him?
Yes,
Like he's
it does. He said, "Bob, I just got to get around to the ball. Won't they just let me loose?" They still, that was a hard time for him when he was at Iowa when they would throw his way. So he would take it out on special teams or wherever they
yeah.
put him.
Guys like, Deion Sanders and other players like that went through the same thing. They were so great at getting to the ball and getting turnovers that teams wouldn't even look to that side of the field. That makes you so valuable to a franchise. If you can shut down a whole side of the field, you're doing something right.
Yes, it was a blessing.
Tell us about the nickname that he had growing up, Buddha.
Yes.
That's a pretty cool nickname.
Thank you. I could say 8 pounds, 15.5 ounces, big butterball. And he was just a big baby, and I just called him Buddha, and it stuck.
Okay. As he was growing up as a kid, we asked Davion Nixon's dad, Rodney, the same question, and his answer about put me on the floor, I was laughing so hard about, did Desmond start to was it tough to keep the fridge full as he was growing up? Because Rodney Nixon told us a story about he walked in the living room and Davion had a plate of like 90 pizza rolls on it with ranch all over it. And it was pretty funny. So had Desmond ever do anything funny like that?
Yes, he used to drink up all the milk, gallons of milk.
Okay.
And all the bread making peanut butter sandwiches. He was a hungry kid. So I just had to make sure that he had his gallon of milk in there. I tell him now, maybe that's why you never had a broke bone, because you drank so much milk.
I'm sure it didn't hurt anything. That's for sure. So when Desmond, after he got drafted and got into the league, I think this is such an interesting question, and I love hearing different players that have played in the NFL their response. What was the first, one or two things that Desmond splurged on? There was like, okay, I got a little financial security with the NFL now. I'm going to treat myself, maybe treat my mom, get something really cool.
His first thing was a necklace with his brother's picture in it.
Okay.
And a car. He bought himself a nice little car.
Okay. You gotta do something like that. So that's very cool that he was able to do that. Is Desmond looking forward to the future? Is he thinking that have any destinations of different climates, different areas where he'd like to be, or is he just keeping his options open and whatever happens?
He's letting God guide him. He would love to probably stay in the warm climate, because he's been in Midwest all his life.
Yeah.
But I told him no matter where you go, just concentrate and ball out. So he's leaving it up to God and just trusting.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking time. Thank you. It's our pleasure for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. And just thank you for being such an awesome advocate for Hawkeye football and
thank you
having such a awesome guy as a son. Desmond, one of the greatest defensive players to ever play at the University of Iowa. So I hope things are going well. Now you're still out in Michigan, correct?
Yes, I'm still in Michigan.
Okay. All right. You're experiencing this frigid weather right now.
Yes, I'm going to see Desmond in 2 weeks to California.
Okay. Great. Does he still have a place there?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I figured that kind of stuff happens quick, so you just gotta boom go as soon as it happens.
Yeah, him and his little brother Devin is still there.
Okay. Awesome. That's cool. They got a pretty tight bond and a tight relationship. Can you tell us anything about a little bit more about their relationship?
Yeah, Desmond took Devin under his wing mostly when my second son died.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've just been real close, and he does everything with his brother, and I love him for that. It helps me know that Devin is safe.
Yeah, it was cool to see, reading different articles over the year that Desmond, said a lot that he wanted to do things the right way because he wanted to set a good example for his brother. And
yes, he has.
You can parent and teach your kids the right things throughout life, but just to see that they're a genuinely good character person like that, and doing the right things and putting family first, that's got to make you feel really good inside.
It does. It does. That's all a mother can ask for.
It's good parenting too. I mean, come on, you got to take some credit there.
Thank you.
Hey, keep up. We need to, hopefully we can see at a couple Iowa games this year.
Oh yes, I'm coming back. I miss it there so bad. I got to come back.
The fans miss you too. I'm telling you, like I told you before we started, a lot of the players' parents that have played, that there's Frank Garza is one that the fans love, and you're another one that fans are always like, she's so nice. Did you see what she was wearing? She's so stylish. Like, so you're a big fan favorite. So it's always nice. It's nice to see your face and see that you're doing well, and that Desmond's doing well. And we wish you and your family nothing but the best, and good luck for this upcoming season.
Thank you, and go Hawks.
Go Hawks.